I'm sitting there playing with the lights. I was like, ooh, push the button. It's 8 o'clock. It's 8 o'clock. This is 8 o'clock. It's my favorite time. I get to go live. I get to go live. And then they say, boom. And then there they go. And the people come into the room and we get to go live. I love seeing y'all all come into the room. Thank you so much, George, and seeing patterns. Ooh, that's cool. What is that? Isaiah, Marty, thank you for joining. Greg, come on in. That's my name. And Go, Cole, Just Springer. Ooh, is that Jerry Springer? Kenja. Ooh, I like that. Kenji. I almost said that right. Crown Holistics. Oh, my goodness. Misty Parker. I saw that name. Didn't you win a Bible or something like that? Seems like I remember. And then tell her to Mr. Like the Live. There she goes. Thank you so much. Hey, Sonia Craft Studio. I remember that name. Thank you so much. We're crafting Bibles over here. We just crafting. That one, boy, mailed out like 4 of them things today. He's been a monster. AJ he was passing them out, buddy. He sure did. I got a picture of him. Well, let me see. It's upside down. Take a picture. He did. Look at all them went out. Bam, bam, bam. And then that one over there, too. These are all finished. That one's gluing up, coming through, and then those are leather covers and all. It's all happening. That is such a cool process, and I am so blessed to be a part of able to do that. And people that say, hey, Trumpet, I hope that you like what I'm wearing. It's something really cool to tell y'all. We're going to start pinning some comments. Is any of my commentators or any of them in here? Y'all let me know when y'all get in. 26. Hey, Mr. Trumpet, we are looking forward to this all day. Carol, I can't wait to tell you this one. Because I'm going to read this one straight up, straight through, and not bark around while I'm reading it because it's very interesting. And one page leads to the other. And it's almost like they're only like 3 verses, but they're huge things, and one leads to another. And it goes right through, right up to the point to when Jesus Christ is coming through the bars. And man, this is such a cool story because one, it's New Testament Apocrypha. It is the Gospel of Nicodemus. It is supposedly written by 2 of the people that got out of the graves in Matthew 27:52. And I think that all Scripture, it says in 2 Timothy 3:16, that all Scripture is God-breathed and useful for teaching and rebuking. So I hope that by the end of this message and us reading the Acts of Pilate, that the message that gets conveyed to you is that when Satan announced that he had Jesus Christ coming down, that all of a sudden he found out that Jesus Christ was able to give life and take life away. And he said, is that the dude that spoke with words and raised Lazarus? And he goes, yeah. And he goes, you're an idiot. You've ruined it. He's going to come down here and he is going to lock you away and release all the prisoners of their sins and all of this. And it is the story of them going, oh man, what'd you do? You got Jesus Christ. He's going to come down here. Okay, boy, he's going to clear house, and he sure does, man. It's a great story about that, and that's the message. I was just praying before I got on the air, and I said, "Dear Lord, just make sure that the words that, if they're not right, strike this, thing down and just mess up the transmission of it and what have you, because I only want to say something that's true, and so whenever I start coming up with these." Scriptures and all that stuff, it's not something when I went, hey man, I found this and I thought it'd be cool to read it. It's going to be something that I found in the Bible and or directly associated with words that were written in a Bible. So I just want you to know that these words were written in a Bible, and they are where I plan on taking you, and I have for the last couple of weeks. But in my dad's old Bible, it's real cool. It gives this page right here in about the New Testament Apocrypha. And if you zoom into this little section right here, it says that I'm reading to you right here, the Gospel of Nicodemus and the Acts of Pilate. And the second part of that is the Underworld, is when Christ descends. You see Christ right there. When he descends into the underworld. Okay, so I just want you to know that this is in an old Bible that I own. It's a Prince James Version Bible. So, I'm just not taking you down some, hey, you know what? You should read this. It's actually out of my dad's Bible. It's a Prince James version. So the study guide and all that stuff that I'm going to make for you is I feel like that when they sort of put these things in this old Bible, that they didn't realize how big of a cover-up story that they had in front of them. So I know that. There is Georgia Peaches on here or somebody, any of my moderators, because we've got a contest and it is just going to be cool. I got to be careful of how I say things, but there's going to be something happening. That thing right there, one of those things right there, we had the dude that makes these things right here buy one of those. And he also bought one of these for himself, but he bought one of these and he said that everybody that buys one of these, he's going to put your name into drawing. That'll probably cut me off right there. But I got to be careful how I said it. And I told him to pin some comments, and I told my moderators to pin it so that you can read it for yourself. Because if I lead you to anywhere off of this platform, that's not good for me, and it's not good for business to talk on this platform. So I would never do that. But I can tell you that tonight's study guide that we're going to be studying off of is right here. And if you go to my link tree, I'm going to tell you, I just took these last couple of pictures on my link tree. If you go to my link tree right there, click on my bio page and go to my link tree right there, it's going to go to, this is my link tree, and these are where the documents are, and this is the study guide for tonight. I'm just telling you that everybody that ends up clicking on that page right there and getting one of these things, that's going to end up putting them into the drawing for this thing. And he's going to put you into a group of names if you own one of these from him. And he purchased that, and he's going to put your name in a hat and draw names and give it to whoever the winner is. And every time you get one, he's going to put your name in there. So if you got one or two, then your name goes in there twice. And he's going to tell us at the end of, is it at the end of this month? I think it's at the end of this month or the beginning of August. And we're going to draw the name for it. And that's going to be cool because that's what we're going to hand you, give you that thing. We are. It's that. That's mine. That's mine. I made that. I make that. So I just killing time, rolling through the class, telling you where the study guide is. The study guide for tonight, I know that some of y'all went and downloaded it because I just saw where it said there was a huge ton of downloads on it. And the very first thing that I wanted to do is I got people going, people will read scriptures and go astray. And I'm like going, yeah. And then people will read the rest of the scripture to keep everything into context. And it'll let you know that all scripture in that same chapter and verse and all is God breathed and useful for teaching and rebuking. So, you know, I know what's going out there, and I read it, and I would say I read it with a grain of salt, but I've already read it, so I actually read it better than with a grain of salt. And I can tell you right now that there's nothing that I'm getting ready to read to you that would be out of context with the New Testament of the Bible. Okay, because this whole story is, I would have to say, I don't want to say ad lib because it says that the witness of two or more men is, you know, a defined word, is a testimony. And there's two dudes that were dead, and in accordance to this book or this gospel of Nicodemus, which is one of the people that handled the body and was a high-ranking Jewish priest, is it says that these two dudes got out of the graves and walked through the streets of Jerusalem and were seen by many, but they were told to wait in Arimathea and write this testimony down. And then Nicodemus and the dudes that had convicted Christ, and he was the Jewish Pharisee, and they gave him all kinds of static for it, he took their testimony and conducted it into the gospel of Nicodemus. And it's not anything that's like far-fetched. It's when Satan goes into hell and tells him, hey, man, I got Jesus coming, and it's almost like they're two different characters, and it does say hell and death. And he just says, dude, man, that's the dude that woke Lazarus up from the dead with a word. And you got, oh man, he's going to release the prisoners and wreck this whole thing. And it is just a testament of how weary and moaning they were when they found out that Jesus Christ was coming. And it's one of the very first sentences. And he goes, man, make the way, Jesus Christ is coming. Everybody's like, and the saints started tripping. And it mentions King David. It is so cool because they just start going, oh my gosh. And it's literally like on the first page. I can't wait. Hey, there's Mr. Moore. At Mr. Morris, and he's got the links. You can go. I tell you what, he's the dude that makes those shirts. And I told him, I said, it's hard for me to redirect people. It's very hard for me to redirect people. However, I can tell you where tonight's lesson is, and all of this right here. So if you go to my bio page and you go click on my link tree right there, that is the first thing that's going to pop up is going to be that. And that's where all my work is stored in like large content. This is the study guide for tonight. So please go click on that link from Linktree. Please go click on that, print it off, and read right along with us tonight. But if you click on that link right there, that goes to here. These things are not that expensive, and they are going to put you into the running every time you get one of those things for that thing right there. One of these things. Here. So every time you get one of these, you go into the drawing for one of these, and he's going to give that, he's going to tell me, hey, so-and-so bought 2 or so-and-so bought 3, and then we put them all into a big box. Those names, and then we're fabricating that thing right now. He already paid for. And I appreciate that. That's the highest form of support, man. He was the first person to buy the Bible, and he's the one that said, hey, put that leather on there, and it's such a great idea, and it just looks amazing. And we're, modifying, working with those things and all, and it's just such a pleasure to be hand-building Bibles. I can't tell you how blessed I am to have me and my family construct these. And just like, you walk by the living room and people walk in and they go, what are y'all doing? And they're like, oh, well, we're building Bibles. And they're just like, what? I'm like, I know, man. It's like 12 pounds. And it's just, it's how I have so many places I want to mark in a Bible. And these strings, I've watched AJ, you can cut them off if you want to, man. I leave them long enough to go through the page and then mark something back up. And I saw AJ, he wrapped one almost 3 times. And I was like going, you know what? They can cut them things off. It's just a ribbon. But I think that when you've got one ribbon that can mark several different places in a book and it's all bound, and this thing, I mean to tell you, this is no play toy. This thing it's all, I would just sit there and just jerk on the cover and all that stuff, but there's just no need in treating the word like that. But I can just tell you that it's all gilded and all, and it weighs 12 pounds, and every page of it is parchment paper. And I just think that this gold gives an antiquated tone to it, and it highlights this gold. But all of the pictures that out of my dad's Bible, I copied them right here. And that's how I make a Bible, man. It's got all the maps in it and all that stuff. And then I tell you, when you get a Bible, some of them old ones, there's more stuff in the front end of that thing where you can like who got married and what the family tree is, and all that is all this. And you can just go through, and it has all the register and the family trees, and so that's cool. And he says, we're bound to that now. So whoever gets one of these will be in the running for one of those, and every time you get one of these, you'll be even more so in the running. And he's covering the cost of it, and I am going to ship it. And that's cool. I'm going to spread that. And these are just one of the options, man. The dude's he's loaded with these things, and I think it's just so, I don't know. This is what I'm wearing. Yeah. In Jesus' name, have a blessed day. And everybody, they always say, that's what I love whenever you say that. You know me and my family love you, so like and follow the trumpet for more. And in Jesus' name, have a blessed day. And everybody goes, man, say that again because you sound like a disc jockey. And then it's like, I'm the trumpet. And that gets you there. That'll get you there. Bam, ding. He can tell me right when I go, hit the bing. Somebody hit ding. Dow. So I'm so glad that y'all are joining in. And if y'all will, go download the study guide. Tonight's study guide is super cool, man. It's right here at the end, too. This is amazing. It's the Acts of Pilate right here, and we're getting ready to go into the underworld where Satan speaks to hell, and he starts telling him, he's all proud, man. He's like going, yeah, I got Jesus, man. He's on the cross. He's about to walk on down here and all that stuff. And they all went, what? And like David and the saints and all that stuff, they are rolling, man. And he just right here. And I can't wait to read that to you. It's just going to be fun. So go download that study guide. It has got some great pictures in it, and dude, it does. I love it. And then they come busting through the door, move the steel and move the brass. Dun, dun, dun. Dude's got the chains, man. It opening and undoing the prisons. Check out that horn. I love that. Boom. I love these pictures. And then he's talking to Tartarus right there, man. He's on the first page. He is the Prince of Tartarus. Tartarus? Whatever. I say Tartarius. It's because I'm trying to be fancy. You know? Like, you just don't have to be fancy. You don't have to say hamburger fooey. I did. I was a little kid, man. I walked in a Chinese restaurant. I didn't know what to order. I ordered a hamburger fooey. You don't need to add all that. It's Tartarus. But that's just sort of hard to say. Tartarus. Tartarus. But he is the Prince of Tartarus. It says so. It says right there. That dude is the Prince of Tartarus. Am I saying that right? Tartarus? I could kick myself. I'm late again. You're not late. You are within the first 30 minutes, and I'm supposed to run my mouth full. Georgia Pizza, thank you so much that you came into here. Thank you for joining. Mr. Morris is going to be pinning some details about the contest, and he's going to be posting some, and I want you to pin his details because I think y'all can write some things in writing that would be a lot cooler because he has already acquired one of those. He wants me to give it away for him. And he said every time somebody jumps in the hat on acquiring one of these, he says that he's going to put their name in the hat and we're going to pull the names and give them one of them. These one. So that's pretty cool. I think that is cool. That's going on in the background. Let that stew. Just get there and go. And it's a 12-pound Bible, man. Like I said, it's a piece of, it's a piece of art because if you saw all the work and the labor and the hand that goes into it, I'm very proud of it, but it helps you just know the Bible so much. It sure does. And just reading all of that stuff, you're like going, that's the verse I needed, man, to tie the whole calendar together and stuff. And, you know what? You can send in messages and all that stuff. And I'm allowed to point to my link tree because TikTok gives me a link tree. And I just love my link tree. There's a lot of things on my link tree. And when you like want to watch some of the long form content, it'll be on the link tree. And when you click on like that one right there, you'll click on that. And not only will you get to see and hear that, but you'll be able to download that. And you can print that out. And then that is that. And it tells you inside of it, hey, we're talking about the sixth seal and blah, blah, blah. And here's all the stuff. Here's the earthquakes. Here's the hurricanes. The earthquake that hit in 1033. And ironically, it just says that the sixth seal, there will be an earthquake and the rest of the dead get out of the ground. So those things are right there on that link. But I tell you what else is right there too. As soon as you click on that link tree, that's what's going to come up. And that right there will take you straight to that site. And that will take you straight to my study guide for tonight, which is the Acts of Pilate, and super cool. So you're not late, and thank you so much. And that will put your name in the hat, and that's five big ones. 5 big ones. going to give that away. That's a statement. Boy's got to sell some T-shirts. But I tell you what, man, he's got some cool styles and all that stuff, and they're all, Ezekiel 33:3, because when I see the sword fall upon the land, I blow the trumpet and warn the people. I think it says that. Have a blessed day. In Jesus' name. So that's what I got to say about that. And those went out the door. So we're making, binding, and putting all these things in, and then they are bunching and going out, and that's like 10. This place caught on fire. That's crazy. I don't know what kind of party they were getting ready to have there. 1 Peter 5:8. Be sober, be vigilant, because your adversary, the devil, as a roaring lion, walketh about, seeking whom he may devour. What do they do at that place? I mean, if you see sort of the history of it, it's like weirdo events. And I don't know, I got a lot of friends over there, but I'm just like going, what is that? Is that really, how's that set with you? That like whole little fictional stage setting. Nice. Me neither. I offered Gigi last week. You know what? What happened? Arkansas Gigi. It was my wife wants you to do that, and I've got to set it up. It's just her mother has been and she's barely been even tuning in to my TikTok, and I do want you to do that. I do want you to be one of my moderators, so I have no problem with that. I just got to get Gigi to set that up, and she's not here. And AJ is actually over with his grandmother right now, and I really do. My heart goes out, and my prayers go out. So y'all know where I'm at with that. We're getting ready to read this, and I had somebody send me a comment on the thing to lead up for this, and they were like going, people will go astray and read bad scriptures and all. I'm like going, that's talking about the dudes that wrote the Quran, and you can read all the little crazy things that go along with that bad scripture in 1 Timothy, and then it says literally right after it in 2 Timothy, it's sort of. It says, now the Spirit speaketh expressly that in the latter times some shall depart from the faith and go heed I can't read that. Seducing spirits and doctrines of the devil, speaking lies and hypocrisy, and it's just I don't speak lies and hypocrisies or any of that stuff. But just being in 1 Timothy 4, it sort of breaks it down to where it says these people are speaking trash. But if, you put your brother in his place, and that's what you're supposed to do, and it does say that all Scripture is given by the inspiration of God and is profitable for doctrine and for reproof and for correction, for instruction in righteousness, that the man of God may be perfect, thoroughly furnished unto all good works. I just want you to know that all Scripture is God-breathed. And when I read something to you, we're going to read this book out of the New Testament Apocrypha. And, this isn't like, unaccounted for stuff. This is out of my dad's 1839 Prince James Version Bible, and he was prince in Scotland while he was the king at one time. So he was a prince in one and a king in the other. And this Bible came out, and I think actually it just has some very old maps and some very old stuff, but it has a great mention right there of what we're getting ready to read of the Gospel of Nicodemus and the Acts of Pilate, and that how the second part of this, what we're literally getting ready to read, is the descension of Christ into the underworld right here by Christ. So just know that he did in Revelation chapter 20, he did go under the altar. That's the fifth seal. And he that ascended is he first both that descended into the lower parts of the earth before ascending high above all heavens. And just that's our guy. And this is the story of him going to the underworld and locking the devil away. This is him descending, and this is Revelation chapter 20. So the third temple is being built. Well, careless. You know, the people that one girl over there, she keeps popping all these videos. And this is the third temple that's being built. I'm like going, that is a cable car that is going to go cruise by the city. And no temple, and you're showing it's like an elevator. It's going to take you to Mount Zion. They don't need no elevator. You can walk right up that hill, bro. It's an apartment complex on top of Mount Zion and called the City of David. And he ain't even in there, and y'all got everything going on with that temple, and you can't even walk in it. You can't even give a tour, guided tour, and go, this is where Abraham went to go sacrifice his son Isaac. No, we can't. I pointed that place way down there because we're not allowed to even go in that building. So I do. We record every one of them. We play them on YouTube, and then AJ will, a lot of times he takes this stuff out of them, and he will take the study guide pieces where I read it, and then he puts them into more like a podcast thing. And then I'll show you, like that, like when he does that. So we do record them, and then you can go back, and he'll have the study guide and all right there for this thing. So it's really cool. He puts a lot of work into that, and they're right there. You can go through all my work. That's on my link tree. Those are all my link trees. That's the last one I did, the creation of the sun. Man, I got my head all burned into that and into exactly how the calendar lays out. I can't wait to go through that with you. I'm going to take that calendar. It's a perfect calendar, and it lays out perfect if you read the daggone book. I can't believe I'm, the only one that, I feel like I'm the only one that's read it. And you don't have to have a leap year or any of that crap. It just really. And I'm going to put it right in the middle of this thing that I'm making, which is Jubilees and the Book of Enoch. And I'm going to put that calendar right in the middle of the Book of Jubilees and the Book of Enoch. And I'm going to show you how Jubilees expels out a perfect calendar. But, I always love talking to y'all and getting the crowd going in here, and this is exactly where we need to be at about 30 minutes in. And it's because of the time zones and what have you, and I know people are getting off work, and I try to start at 8, and I really do appreciate all the participation. And I try to redo these, like in the morning, since I have all the pictures and stuff from doing this. It's so easy to go live in the morning. All I need is a cup of coffee, and then I'll redo this whole thing in the morning. And then AJ downloads the video footage, and then he puts it on YouTube. So that's what I do. Hey, Dad, Tracy. There it is. You know what? I have a hard time reading in my beard, all the things that are white. So Mr. Morris made me this blue shirt, and I love blue. And but I had a white one, and every time I wore one of the white ones, which I love the best, and you just couldn't even see the comments. So that's what happened. My fan. I will. I'll put that up there. Ooh, there you go. All right. Purple. Is it purple? What's purple? Listen, you know what? I'm colorblind, so I'm green-red colorblind. So I like blue because I can see all the colors of blue. But they say there's the most colors are the colors of green. And I saw Billy Ray Thornton or whatever, and that Billy Bob Thornton or whatever his name is, and he was this murderer. And he told this cop that he confessed to this whole crime, and then he denounced the whole thing in front of the other detective, and the cop was like, "Dude, how'd you just change like that?" And he goes, "Well, when you understand how many colors, why there's so many different colors of green, then you'll know why I changed. And green is the pale horse of death, and they're green. There's so many faces of death, and that he represented that." And I remembered him just locking in on that. I was like, man, daggone. And I guess the guy, he just sort of walked off not even getting it. And I guess a bunch of people didn't get it. What about blue? I love blue. It's a royal color. And it says something about, those are the heavens are blue. That's why they put reflecting pools so that they can see that blue of the heavens. And it's beautiful. And that's why the reflecting pool is there, so that they can see the heavens. And that when the heavens looked down, they looked at something and they saw them. And they were like, oh, man, there's a little heaven down there. Nah, it's not working. Me too. My favorite. Ooh, it's 8:29. Dang, dang, dang. I'm going to start reading in just a minute. I can't wait to read this to you. First off, let me give you just a history lesson. 149 people in the room. Let's do just real quick. I'm going to read to you out of the New Testament Apocrypha, and we've been doing it for the last couple of Thursday nights. But I didn't want anybody to just think, hey, man, I picked this up in a dime store. I got this right out of the New Testament Apocrypha, and I'm going to touch that picture in just 1 minute right there. And it's coming right out of there, and it's right here. I'm going to zoom into that for you. Bam. And we're reading right out of the Gospel of Nicodemus, and this is Christ's descent into the underworld. And if you go to my link tree, which is right there, and you touch that link tree, you're in that room right there. And if you go to my bio page and click that, it'll go to my link tree, and then this will pop up. Boom. I'm sorry. That will pop up. And that right there is what we're studying. That's the study guide for tonight. And if you get one of these things right here, he's going to drop your name into a hat by the end of this month. And he's going to drop your name in a hat. And we're going to draw and give away a really cool thing that looks just like that. That one. That thing. 1582, Dewey and Rames, 12-pound Bible. Gonna give that away, man, just for buying one of these things. It's awesome. I think it's awesome. That's the kind of support I need, man. That dude paid for that. Paid for that right there. Bang, yow, bang, yow. He goes, man, you know what? Every time somebody gets one of these things, I'm going to put their name in the hat and give it to them. So you just put your name in that hat as many times as you want to. All you got to do is get one. And they're going, literally just going out the door. And that is what I want to do with my life, is make those. And that's cool. All right, you go into my link tree. You already got down to the study guides. I've been talked and run my mouth plenty enough. I'm going to go right to the first page, this is the first thing that you're going to download and see. And a lot of people, they say they're sort of stuck and they can't download it. There's the 3 dots in the top corner. Click on the 3 dots and it'll say open in browser, and then you can open it in your browser, and then you can do whatever you want to with it. You can print it. And all these pictures right here, like on the first page, all of these pictures are from this dude, Dore. Right here, Dore. And they're from the 1600s. So you can copy all of these words, and you can copy all of these pictures, and you can use any of this in your own works and studies. You can actually print these out. I've seen so many people. Who on here has been printing these out and taking the covers off and making one book out of them, or does that with my work? And I got a dad who loves to talk Georgia Peaches. I got it. Get it. Me. I did, you know, and that's so cool, man. And did y'all glue them together? Because that's just so easy to just even take like Elmer's glue or something. And you don't have to put all that binding and mesh and stuff like that. I never do on my study guides. I never do. Like, this doesn't have anything. This has got glue. Just rubbed it down there, put a little drop on my finger, and just whap, rubbed it right down the page. Sit it there for 5 minutes. It's done. Oh, you know, that binder. I know. I love all that. The text you're reading. What is the text you're reading? We are reading the Gospel of Nicodemus, which is right here. And we're reading the Gospel of Nicodemus, the Acts of Pilate, and it is a New Testament Apocrypha, and thank you for joining. And we're going to start reading on that because it's 8:33, and AJ's going to say, hey, dude, you got to go. So this is Satan, Prince of Tartarus. Tartarus. I used to mock tar, so Tartarus. And he's getting ready to start talking to these guys, saying, I got JC getting ready to come down the hatch, man, and I got him. And the boys that know what's going on, the saints start cheering, and hell that he's talking to is told him, you ruined it. He's going to come down here and release the prisoners. He's going to probably do away with you. And that is what the message of this is how scared of Jesus Christ these people were. And he's over here running his mouth, and the dude that knows, he's like going, man, he's the guy that rose Lazarus, man. Lazarus just flew out of here like an eagle. And I think that all of these Gospels and Scriptures are good for teaching and rebuking. So I want you to hear this story, and I want you to just absorb it and use it for teaching and correcting. And if there's something in here that you don't feel right, then you correct with it. And if there's something in there that sort of leads you to, hey, these dudes were scared. They were scared of Jesus, man. When you could get that out of it, and you realize that if you were here last week, you know that this story is being told by two of the people that got out of the grave when the earthquake and the Matthew 27:52, when the bodies got out of the graves. These dudes are writing the story, and they are two witnesses, and two witnesses are a testimony. So just know, what do you think about Mars boy Elon wanting digital God? See, that's why I have a study guide, and nobody would pin comments like that. That's why I don't look at them, because it gets me off subject. And literally, this class right here is so good about following along. So I will answer questions about the random things like that, but let's focus on this right here and questions that you might have about that, so I can keep teaching this class, and then I'll start telling you about Elon and his 33 rocket motors that are named in the dragon, and he's got to have 42, which is the Kabbalistic name of God, 42 letters in the God to penetrate through the firmament, which is called heaven in Genesis 1. I'll get to that. I promise you I'll get to that. We don't have wrenches. We don't need no stinking badges. No, we don't need no stinking wrenches. Where are we at? Where are the bodies? Where are the bodies from, then? What do you mean? No mods here. Cast it off thing. Read. Moderators are in the room tonight. Oh, thank you. No, yeah, there are Georgia Peaches in there. I just thought, sorry. Trumpet, I can't pin. I don't have a moderator wrench. Tap or pitchy or right on the live. Okay, let me see. And AJ's not here either. Mr. Morris, you got a comment in there? Let me go up there. Because you know what? That just sort of sucks. I wish you'd. Mr. Morris. Yep. Oh, I see there, Mr. Morris. All right. So, all right, that one right there. And I'm going to pin a comment. Pin this comment. Now, I'm going to pin that for a minute. She said she don't have a wrench, and I think that's cool. And you can pin on that. And there you go. I can do this. I'm going to read this, and I'm not going to sit there and worry about gifting and all of this stuff like that, because this is very interesting, and I want y'all to use this as just for teaching and correcting. And please don't, take anything more. This doesn't say anything out of line. I'm not getting ready to read you something that says anything. This just tells a story of those people in hell right before he chained and locked the devil away for 1,000 years. It just tells that they very much so feared Jesus. And ironically, this goes through chapter 6, and chapter 7 is when Jesus kicks in the gate. And dude, I mean, it's pretty funny, man, to just read how bad he kicks their butt, man, and then releases everybody and like hands off David. You're going to hear from David in here, and just saying some things. And he's right there. So we're going to read this. You follow right along. We're in chapter 4. Satan speaks to hell. La-da-da-da-da. I hope that comment's there. And while the saints were rejoicing, behold, Satan, the prince and the chief of death, said unto hell, Make thyself ready to receive Jesus, who boasteth himself that he is the Son of God, whereas he is a man that feareth death, and saith, My soul is sorrowful even unto death. And he hath been much mine enemy, doing me great hurt, and many that I have made blind and lame and dumb and leprous and possessed, he hath healed with a word. And some who I have even brought unto death, then he hath taken them away from thee. Hell answered and said unto Satan the prince, Who is he that is so mighty, if he be a man that feareth death? For all the mighty ones of the earth are held in subjugation by my power. Even they whom thou hast brought me subdued by power. If then they are mighty, what manner of man is this Jesus, who though he fearest death, resisteth thy power? if he be so mighty in his manhood, verily I say unto thee, he is almighty in his Godhead, and no man can withstand his power. And then when he said, all these things feareth death, he would re-ensnare thee. Honestly. And when he saith thee that he feareth death, he would ensnare thee, and woe shall be unto thee for everlasting ages. But Satan, the prince of Tartarus, said, why doubtest thou, and fearest to receive this Jesus, which is thine adversary and mine? For I tempted him, and I have stirred up mine ancient people of the Jews with envy and wrath against him. And I have sharpened a spear to thrust him through. Gall and vinegar have I mingled to give to him to drink, and I have prepared cross to crucify him on, and nails to pierce him, and his death is nigh at hand, that I may bring him unto thee, and to be subject unto me. And that's right behind my shoulder right there. So he's getting in an argument with hell, and hell is speaking back to him, and he is getting ready to go. If my people in here will just tell people where the study guide is, I'm going to roll this and just keep going, because this is I love this reading. So we just read the first page, and that's the study guide right there. That's the first page, and there's the second page right there. All right, let's go. This is good, man. AJ's going to appreciate this. But this is really nice to lead because it's a conversation, and I don't want to talk much in between there. Hell answered and said, thou hast told me that he hath taken away from the dead men from me. For there be many which, while they lived on the earth, have taken dead men from me, yet not by their own power, but by prayer to God and their Almighty. God hath taken them from me. Who is he that which by the word of his command did restore to his life Lazarus, which of 4 days dead and stank and was corrupt? My granddaughter's trying to get in the room, and she just loves granddaddy so much. With whom I held here dead. Satan, the prince of death, answered and said, it is the same Jesus. When hell heard that, he said to him, I adjure thee, by the strength in mine own, that thou bring him not unto me. For at that time when I heard the commandment of his word, did quake, and was overwhelmed with fear, and all my ministries with me were troubled. Neither could we keep Lazarus, but he was like an eagle shaking himself, leaping forth with all agility and swiftness, and departed from us. And the earth also, which held his dead body of Lazarus, straightway gave him up alive. Wherefore now I know that the man which was able to do these things is a God, strong in command and mighty in manhood, and that he is the Savior of mankind. And if thou bring him unto me, he will set free all that are here, and shut up the hard prisons and bound chains, and of their sins that they cannot be broken, and will bring them unto life of his Godhead forever. Boom. I'm just going to keep going, man. Are y'all digging this? This is just amazing. All I got to do is hear one, yeah, keep going. Y'all direct the people to where it is. And I love all of y'all. Keep going. This is, man, they're kicking in the door, dude. They hear the shouts, and the saints start shouting right here. Keep going. Yay, 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 yay. Yeah. All right, let's go. Make sure. Chapter 5, hell cast Satan out. Oh, did I switch to it? Chapter 5, hell cast Satan out. Hey, I got to tell you one thing. Since it's not breaking up the conversation to keep going, I want you to know that while I'm talking, the moderators in the room are not able to pin the comments and what have you. And the one comment that they do want to pin is that if you get one of these off of my link tree, there's going to be a drawing for one of these. And that's all I want to say about it. All right, so I can't really lead people far away from here, and never would I. But if you go to my link tree, this study guide is right there by clicking on that bio page and then clicking on the link tree. And not only is this study guide I'm reading off there, but the access to one of these, and there are several different versions of that. So understand that that's all I can say about that, and I'm going to keep reading. Because this is, man, when I read this, look how many places I underline. Just like on the study guide, I'm going to go through it. That's what you're going to download, and this is like 3 chapters, 4, 5, and 6. Boom. And just look, I almost underlined every word. I was like going, oh my gosh. And have y'all heard anything that y'all disagree with? Just tell me real quick. Thank you so much, Papa. Have y'all heard anything that you disagree with up to this point right now? Is there anything? What does the Jubilee mean? It's the 49th year, announce the 50th year and keep it hallowed, and release the prisoners. What did I ask? What was the question I asked you? What did I ask you? Everybody saying no. I forgot what I asked. Never heard this before. Interesting. I know. Do you disagree with it? Okay, that's what it was. Do you disagree with it? Do we agree? Do we disagree? Yeah, I was about to say. I do not disagree with this. I do not find it hard to believe that they are about to crap their pants. And trust me, they are about to just crap their pants right here. Let's see. Now it's the second page. I just read that. So we got to read this one. All right, these dudes are kicking in the gate right here. This is chapter 5, and I just want to tell you that about that. We agree, teacher. All right, thank you so much, Gigi, and all of y'all for joining in. And I want to go get my little granddaughter over there, but you know what? They would shut this thing down in 2 seconds. Here, let me keep reading. Chapter 5, hell cast Satan out of his dwelling. And as Satan, the prince of and hell, spoke this together, suddenly there came a voice as of thunder, and a spiritual cry, remove, O princes, your gates, and be lift up, ye everlasting doors, and the King of glory shall come in. When hell heard that, he said unto Satan, the prince, depart from me, and go out of mine abode. And if thou be a mighty man of war, fight thou against the King of glory. But what hast thou to do with him? And hell cast Satan forth out of his dwelling. Then said hell unto his wicked ministers, shut ye hard gates of brass, and put on them bars of iron, and withstand stoutly, and lest that we hold captivity be taken captive. And he knows he's coming, man. But with all the multitude of the saints heard it, they spake, and with a voice of rebuking unto hell, open thy gates, the King of the glory may come in. And David cried and said, did I not, when I was alive upon the earth, foretell you unto you, let them give thanks unto the Lord, even his mercies and his wonders unto the children of men, who hath broken the gate of brass and smitten the bars of iron in asunder. And he was taken out of the way, and their iniquity thereafter in like manner. And Esaias said, did not I, when I was alive upon the earth, foretell you unto you, the dead shall arise, and they are in the tombs shall rise again, and they that are in the earth shall rejoice, for the dew which comes from the Lord is their healing. And again said unto death, where is thy sting, O hell? Where is thy victory? Right there behind my shoulder right there. And I love that verse right there. But they're just sitting there going, man, you know, didn't he tell you that the tombs would be opened and that the dead shall arise? It's right there. Didn't I tell you that? And that was going to happen. And they're putting the gates up, man. Stop it. And that's Matthew 27, verse 52. And the rocks did rent, and the earth did quake, and the graves were opened. And the bodies of many saints which slept arose, and went into the holy city, and appeared unto many. Just know that's Matthew 27, verse 52. When the earthquake of April 3rd of 33 AD, exactly the year and date when Jesus Christ was crucified and resurrected, or 3 days later. But that's exactly the day that all happened, man. And we're going to keep going. Ooh. You know what? I was supposed to keep reading. Right there at the top. So. And when they heard that out of Elias, the saints said unto hell, open thy gates. Now shalt thou be overcome and weak and without strength. And there came a great voice as thunder, saying, remove, O princes, your gates, and be lift ye up the doors of hell, and the King of glory shall come in. And when hell saw that they so cried out twice, he said as if he knew it not, who is the King of glory? And David answered hell and said, the words of this cry do I know. For this is his spirit, and I prophesy the same. And now I say unto thee that which I said before, the Lord strong and mighty, the Lord mighty in battle. He is the King of glory. And the Lord looked down from the heaven that he might hear the groanings of them that are in fetters, and deliver the children of them that have been slain. And now, O thou most foul and stinking hell, open thy gates, that the King of glory may come in. And as David spake thus unto hell, the Lord of majesty appeared in the form of a man, and lighted the eternal darkness, and brake the bonds of that could not be loosed. And the successor of his everlasting might visited us, and that set into the deep darkness of our transgression and the shadow of death and our sin. Bring it, baby. Get out of here. When he barks like that and I'm reading like that, it scares the bejesus out of me, man. I mean to tell you, he's got that, and I'm deaf, man. So when it pierces my little deafness, it's just like I almost jumped out of my speak. Arla speaks, boy. He's like going, I mean, David's sitting there going, you better open the door, boy. And that's David. I always think that's David, man. And, you know, he was one of the mighty men. He had all those boys trying to, and shows him all chained down. He's got his king on right there. He's always about his instruments, playing them, and all that stuff. Arlo made me jump out of my skin. Come on, I got one more page. Reading about Tartarus and stuff like that, little dog, scared me. This is the underworld. It's the realm of it. That's what I say, people, when they go, you know, do we live on a ball or do we live in a realm, man? I mean, this is the realm of hell. This is underground. This is caverns and caves and rivers and mountains and, you know, stalagmites and stalactites and all kinds of crap, man. I mean, Solomon had 180,000 people working inside the mountain for 40 years. Shut up. Where's the third temple? I don't know. Go into the lunchroom where 180,000 people inside the mountain ate lunch. Just go there. I don't know. Take the hallway where 180,000 people walk into a mountain. When the heck? You're going to go build a temple? Okay. You got a hollowed out anthill over there, man. 180,000 people in 40 years. Do the math, bro. They're digging a hole. And they're like going, where's the ark? In Budapest. And the boys run down the tunnel. And while they were running down the tunnel, the other dude said, you seal that tunnel and them dead boys in it. And keep burying them. And y'all bury them. Yeah, I guarantee you. That thing's way in there, boy. And it's going to come break up. And the third temple is people. Yeah, you know what? I guarantee you, man. That is the temple is Jesus Christ. And if those knuckleheads think that they need to build another building, they didn't get it right the first time. So read the last chapter. I will. I do. I'll start talking. Chapter 6. And you know, the next chapter is chapter 7. Is when Jesus just puts the Bimyah stomp Billy on them. The realm of hell and death. And when hell and death and their wicked ministers saw that they were stricken with fear, they and their cruel officers, at the sight of the brightness that was so great of light in their own realm, seeing Christ of a sudden in their abode, and they cried out, saying, we are overcome by thee. Who art thou that are sent by the Lord for our confusion? Who art thou that without all damage of corruption, and with the signs of thy majesty unblemished, dost in wrath condemn our power? Who art thou, so great and so small, both humble and exalted, both soldier and commander, a marvelous warrior, in the shape of a bondsman, and a king of glory, dead and living, whom the cross bare slain upon it? Thou didst lie dead in the sepulchre, hast come down unto us living, and thy death all creation quaked. God. And at thy death, all of creation quaked. I know that happened, man. Is why you're asking me. I know there was an earthquake. You can go read about the earthquake in 33 AD. And all the stars were shaken. Thou hast been free among the dead, and dost rout our legions. Who art thou that settest free the prisoners that are held, bound by original sin, and restoreth them to their former liberty? That's your jubilees right there. Who art thou that sheddeth the divine and the bright light upon them that were blinded with the darkness of their own sins? After the same manner, all the legions of devils were stricken with fear, with like fear, and cried out all together in the terror of their confusion, saying, Whence art thou, Jesus, a man, so mighty and bright, in majesty, so excellent, without spot, and clean from sin? For the world of earth has been always subject unto us until now, and did pay tribute to our prophet, however, never sent unto us a dead man like thee, nor ever dispatched such a gift unto hell. Who then art thou that so fearlessly enterest our borders, and not only fearest not our torments, but besides essay to bear away all men out of our bonds? Peradventure, thou art that Jesus, of whom Satan our prince said that thou, byest the death of the cross, shouldest receive the dominion over the whole world. Then did the King of glory, in his majesty, trample upon death, and laid hold on Satan, the prince, and delivered him into the power of hell, and drew Adam to him unto his own brightness. That whole last sentence right there, and he laid hold on the dragon, that old serpent, which is the devil and Satan, and bound him 1,000 years. That's Revelation 20, verse 1. I'm sorry. I know that went down, man. I know that happened, and I didn't. That's the end of that lesson, and it took me 30 minutes to read through that, and I want you to know AJ will edit it down to about 20. But I want to know that the people that just heard that, what book are you reading? The Gospel of Nicodemus, which is in the New Testament Apocrypha. We just read. We just read that book right there, the Acts of Pilate and the Gospel of Nicodemus. And that is in the New Testament Apocrypha, which you can find right there in the old Prince James Version right behind me, right here. And then we just read that, Gospel of Nicodemus, Acts of Pilate. The second part of this is Christ's descent into the underworld. It's amazing. And it is beautiful scripture. Oh, it's frozen. You know what? Tell me if it's frozen, anybody else, or if it's just one person. Because when you start speaking a lot of truth, they freeze it. And they do that. I only get text from your reading. All right. It's good. It's fine. I thought so, man. I didn't want to get booted out of here. And I've been trying to be real good about, hey, go to my link tree, because it's right there, and they endorse and embrace link tree. So just go there and go to my link tree, and anybody that walks away from that link tree, you have to be impressed with it, because AJ's got so much work into it. But the link tree right there, when you go to it and click on it, this is what pops up. And that right there, that's where all my work is archived, right there. And it sounds like pray tree. Pray tree. That's the pray tree. And after you get off the pray tree, you can go to the trumpet T, which is one of these right here. Everybody that ends up with one of those things between now and the end of the month is going to be given the opportunity to win that thing right there, which is one of these things right here that I make. I make them. I do. And if anybody wants to hear anything or any scriptures or go back over any of the stuff that was in the study guide, I wanted to read right through that, but I'll be glad to go answer any questions that go back through the study guide. And the dude, Mr. Morrison here, he's the one that runs this whole little show right here with the T-shirts. And he's the one that come up with that idea. He paid for that thing. And so I'm going to tell you who all gets one. And every time they get one, I'm going to put their name in the hat. And I think that's the best $18 way to get to that Bible, and it is. It's $500, man. But it's got $200 worth of parchment paper in that daggum thing. That ain't got a minute's worth of labor in it, boy. You got to buy all the ink and the printer and the gold ink that paints the edge of that thing and a piece of leather after that, too. So, it ain't no killer. I can tell you I used to make a whole bunch more money when I was doing roofing, but I'm a whole lot happier doing that. So just know that I enjoy that. And the fact that me and my children, are literally doing this together and just, what are you doing? They walk by the living room and they go, what are you doing? We're like, oh, we make all these. And there were like 4 of them stacked up the other day. For years. It was the first time I caught you live. You know what? I've been trying to go on. We go on Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday at 8 p.m. Eastern. And then I've been going on in the mornings too. And I normally am like from around 9 or 10. And I got on around 8:30 this morning and I was on live for 4 hours. I couldn't believe it. And I didn't have a script, man. I was just sort of just ad-libbing and talking through that stuff. And I'm not sit there and beat those goals up, and I don't try to meet all of those things. It's just not where I'm at. The people that support me, they are the subscribers. They are the people that go in and subscribe and join these different links and become those subscribers right there. And those people that purchase these things, which are in those link tree and all that stuff, that's the best form of support. But I'll probably do something after this contest too, because I think that's a great way to motivate people to, get in one group, and I think that's a great thing. So if there's any questions, man, I'll go back through the study guide. But just the fact that Satan's speaking to hell, and they said, dude, is that the guy that sort of got Lazarus out of here? And that guy raises the dead, man. And I mean, the earth couldn't even hold that dude. Check out his link tree. Thank you, Mr. Morris. That's right. And you know what? I said pin. What is it like? Stop after a while. I guess it wears out. But that's the dude right there. Tap the screen, please. You know what? Arkansas Gigi, I certainly appreciate y'all trying to help and standing in for my Gigi. She's helping with her mom, and her mom is in not great condition. And she's been spending every moment that she can with her, and we're very blessed to be able to do that. So thank you very much. And how do you require salvation? You mean acquire? All you got to do is believe, man. And, you got to want to hear that knock on the door, and you sure will. But you got to really want to hear the knock on the door, man. And I hunger and thirst for Christ, and I just eat it up. And, I'm building schedules and old calendar from the Book of Jubilees. And, I really want it. And I want to be so full of Him. And I pray every morning, please fill me up so much with you that there's no room for anything else in my life. And it's proven to be just an amazing story that, I asked, please, Lord, let me see this world through your eyes. And He does. And He shows me some things. He showed me the calendar the other day. And I'm like going, God, I read it, chapter 6, man. And it literally just makes all the sense in the world now, exactly how to lay the calendar out so that it ends up the same day every year. That it just lays out perfect, man. 4 seasons, each one of them have 91 days. That's right. And at the beginning of each season, one day is the festival day. There's 4 festivals throughout the year. Each one of those seasons are 13 weeks, and 52 weeks makes the year. And it's just an amazing way that all puts together. Randy Staley, she got one of them Bibles. What do you think about that big old thing? You hadn't had to throw it at anybody yet, have you? That thing is thank you so much for all your gifts. I certainly appreciate that. And I'll try to read some of the comments in there. Mr. Morris, he had to read it from here. It was on his link tree in Enoch 1 and the Dead Sea Scrolls. Yep. Yeah, thank you so much, man. You know what? I need to put you and Arkansas Gigi in as moderators. I got to get my wife to do it. Arlo, break, please. He's in there with the grandkids, and he loves attacking the grandkids. And that's what he was like, dude, I'm going to go eat the foam off the door. And he was. He was tearing the foam off the door. And, but he loved playing with them. And he's 3.5 pounds, so none of the kids are scared of him. Even at their smallest age, nobody's ever scared of Arlo, and everybody loves Arlo. So thank you so much. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. So calendars are lunar? No. Those are the lesser light. And it says in chapter 6 of the book of Jubilees that those who follow the lesser light will err by 10 days. And that's exactly what the Babylonian calendar does. It errs by 10 days. And they were under the Babylonian captivity. And whenever they got out of their incarceration, they were sort of forced into following that Babylonian calendar. And they had to get rid of the books that were attributed the Hebrew calendar, which they were taught by Moses when he came down the mountain. And they didn't do it. And they got rid of that book. And it busted them out, man. It even said that, told Jacob, said, don't build this place, man. And dude, he's like, we got to build this place. You're an idiot. That's why they called you struggles with God, bro. Burning of the books, that happened in 161 BC when Antiochus came into Jerusalem and slaughtered 40,000. Hello, pumpkin meat weasel. Hey, you better run. You okay? And that's when Antiochus came into Jerusalem and slaughtered like 40,000 of the people and anybody that had the books in their hand and destroyed all the holy books and all that stuff. And all the Essenes, they went, oh man, you better hide all this crap. And they did. The Essenes hid everything in the Dead Sea Scrolls, and that's when it all got locked away. It was a calendar first 13 months. Nope, that was not. It was not 13 months and 28 days and the moon cycles and all that stuff. And that makes, I love people how they go, it was 13 months and it was the month of the snake and it was all of these, the serpent guy was the 13th month. And, it just says he who follows the lesser light will err about 10 days. And, our calendar nowadays is so messed up. Every 4 years, you got to plug a year into it. And, hey, Kelly, and that certainly do appreciate every bit of that. King Kelly right there, man. He's got #1 gifter badge. What was that, a motorcycle? I've never seen one of those. That's super cool. I appreciate all of y'all's support. But the calendar, we don't even have a calendar that works, man. Every 4 years we got to throw in March 29th. And if you read the book of Jubilees, it tells you exactly how to build the calendar. And I did it. I'm doing it. Talk about some crap. It wasn't crap. I'm in the middle of doing it right there. But I'll put that on my link tree whenever I get finished with it. And I'll put it in the middle of that book of Jubilees. I did. It makes sense too, man. You lay it all right out. It tells you when the festival days are. It tells you when to celebrate. And I'm going to tell you when the Sabbaths are and all that. We're almost like right in sync with it. Ironically, in this year, as Saturday being the Sabbath and all that stuff. And it tells you in that, one of my last uploads is that the sun was created on Wednesday, the 4th day. And Greg, you are the greatest. Thank you so much. And it says the sun was created on the 4th day, which is Wednesday, because the first day is Sunday. And but the light, that was what I just loved about that, was the light. I never cross my arms because it means you're not receiving people. Just think about that. Whenever you're talking to somebody, you're doing that right there, it means you're not letting nothing in, man. And I always, if I ever catch myself doing that, even though I have a big gut, and it's more like a gut crutch, I always uncross my arms because it just lets you be more open and it lets people know that you're receiving and you're not blocking them out. Don't do that. And, they say if you want to be nice and you want to talk to people, put a mirror. Because like I said, you ought to see yourself and you'll grin like this and go, you don't need to be that happy trumpet. You need to go get this message across. No. I'm like going, man, when you see that old guy right there, you can't be mad at him. You got to smile. Say, I love the trumpet. You go, yeah, trumpet. I do. Gut crutch. We used to have a buddy, and he had a big old beer belly, and one of our friends, he said, boy, you need a gut crutch. And man, his nickname stuck, his gut crutch. And to Terry, his name was Big Wheel, And we had this old man named Robert, and he was hair lip, and he would be so mad at them boys, and he'd go, boy, if crap could roll, you would be a big wheel. And we used to call Terry Big Wheel, man, the gut crutch. And boy, I mean to tell you, them boys in Georgia, they'd just tear you up, man. And I think I went to church and never heard any of them talk about any of these things. That's not, yeah, you would walk out of there going, what? Yeah, they kicked me out of there too, man. I think that all gospel is useful for teaching and rebuking. I mean, and all that this taught me, that whole book, all of this taught me was that when Satan entered into hell and said, man, I got JC coming, they were like going, bro, that's the guy that woke Lazarus from the dead after 4 days? The dude that was down here stinking and corrupt? Yeah. He's going to clean house, man. He's going to unlock all these prisoners that have been prisoners of their own sin. And the light that he brought into that place, he lit the place up. That's that Genesis 1 when he says he created the light and the darkness. That was the day and the night. Man, it was 4 days later when he created the sun. And at the end of this whole thing, when the earth is gone and there is the new heaven and the new earth, for the first earth that passed away and there is no more sea, and you go into the temple, for he is the light there of it. And just know that, man, that he's going to be the light, and the light will be like it was in the very beginning when he said, let there be light, and it was good. And then he created the darkness, and his face was over the murmuring deep or the troubled abyss, and he divided the waters, and it says that the waters where the horse sitteth are peoples and nations and tongues. And then it says in the New Jerusalem and the new earth that there is no more sea. So he gets rid of the water. And when his face was over the troubled abyss, and he divided the waters from the waters that were above the firmament, the heaven, the waters that were below the firmament. So there was a murmuring deep, and then he divided that murmuring abyss from the above to the below. And he called it together, and he called the firmament heaven. It's right there in the study guide. I'll tell you what, let me go to it and I'll show you. And he called the firmament heaven. So when these people go, he's trying to bust the firmament, it's not like a bubble and then you go somewhere else. It's literally heaven. He's trying to get through heaven. And it says that in literally the first book. Where's my son's book? And it's going to be right here. Oh, let me get it. Oh, yay. I like it because I can only go back like 50 pictures, and then it'll let me scroll through. So in my link tree, I'm not going back that way. If you go to my link tree, this is the creation of the sun. But this has got right here. That's the beginning. In the beginning, when he created light and darkness, that's him, man. He's the lightness of the temple and all that stuff. And the jugheads, they're the darkness. And then when it says his face was over the waters, watch, that's the first page. And this is where he builds right here, chapter 14 and 15. See where that says fourth right there? Chapter 18, 19, right there, verse 19. This is the next page. There it is. That's when he creates right there on the fourth day. That's when he created the sun after the third day. And he made the lights in the firmament of heaven to divide the seasons for the days and the years. So that's when we're to start counting the seasons and the days and the years. And that's when he made the sun on the fourth day. And when he created the sun, it sort of locked everything together for me. So I think it's pretty cool. And I want to read you what the murmuring deep was, right there. And his face was over the murmuring deep. That's an old Hebrew Bible, and I took that picture out of it, and it's got the Hebrew on the other side of it. But as you go through the study guide, and this is still, I'm just going through, it's like a 7-page study guide. As you go through it, Isaac and all them, they got told exactly how to divide the days and years, and even said exactly how the 364 days, and exactly right there. And then it said, you boys are going to mess up, and you're going to come in 10 days too soon because you're going to follow the moon, and you're going to follow those moon things. So they got it off by 10 years, man. And it froze. Yeah, I started speeding the... Let me know, did I freeze to everybody, or is it just one person glitched? Because I literally have been finding out when I start saying something like that, it just goes, yeah. And no, I didn't think so. And there's 220 something people in the room, and you can watch when it freezes, the numbers go, and they're like going, "You're trying to sell something, and you're trying to do something." I'm like, I'll just tell them where to go get the study guide, because I don't want you to. Hey, Greg, man, where'd you come up with this crap? Go read this. Go read it for yourself. This is out of the Book of Jubilees. This is one of the most verified documents in existence. Like everybody that was anybody went and verified the Dead Sea Scrolls existed. They were just the way. And the Book of Jubilees was the 6th most popular book in the Dead Sea Scrolls. Enoch 1 was the 9th most popular book in the Dead Sea Scrolls. And I'm reading to you both of them. And I just think they're amazing. And this is the Book of Jubilees, and it tells you that you're going to err and your sons will forget the ways, and it will disturb the days. Go read it for yourself, man. And like I said, let me see if that Dead Sea Scroll thing is here. I got to go back to there. No. Undo. I'll go up here and see it. I just don't want you. I want you to know that the Dead Sea Scrolls, man, they're not playing. And that's real. Are you begging to get back in here now, Arlo? Let me guess. I bet you are. I tell you, I've been working on this thing. I'm putting that calendar together. All right. Y'all should all have a 4-pound little dog that just can't even make up his mind. Come on, Badness. Oh, now you jump up in the chair. Are you ready to go? Dad, I told them that I'm hungry and you're not feeding me, Dad. Oh, no, you're not feeding me, Dad, and I'm not leaving you. Me and Arlo, man, my wife told me to come to her parents' house, which is 12 minutes away by car, and it's really a nice bike ride. And I got on the electric bike, and Arlo, man, he rode my shoulder on this electric bike all the way over there, a couple of miles. And he stayed balanced right there, man. And he locked in. We were going, man, and we hit the curve. And he's dun, dun, dun. I love Arlo. You know what? I am so appreciative of my crowd and people that are on here. And I don't have my right support here. My wife and my son are at my mother's house, and she's not doing very good. So I appreciate all the prayers there. But I pray that she's doing. Yeah, I love Arlo. I love Arlo to death, and I love teaching y'all. And I can just sit here and ad lib and free lib all of the questions. And the people that come into the room, if they have questions, I got zero problem with just pulling answers off the cuff. Because believe it or not, I get asked almost the same question every time. The dog's name is Arlo. And he was named after that runt dinosaur because he was a runt. And he's 4 pounds. Just barely turned 4 pounds. What is Arlo? A-R-L-O. That's exactly right. He's a sweetheart. He is my service animal. I'm deaf in my left ear, and I only hear 20% out of my right. And so I do have a disability. And my phone barks like a dog, and he answers it. And if it wasn't sitting up there, he also tells me when somebody walks up behind me or what have you. So he's a legitimate service dog, and I'm legitimately disabled as that. And see, he's so happy. He's a good boy. So we walk him right into anywhere, man. I have a 3-pound Yorkie and an 8-pound Yorkie. I like the fact that he is, stays on my shoulder. And I raised him in there. We were in the hospital with my mother. This is Jill's mother who's not doing well now. We were in the hospital with my mother for like a month. And when we first got Arlo, I couldn't just leave him home. He was a little puppy. And he was about as big as a juice box. So I just set him on there, and then I set my phone on my other shoulder, and he just stood there. No, he won't gain no weight. He eats everything. That boy, he ate 2 chicken legs, man. He weighs 4 pounds, and he ate what was the equivalent of his whole lower half, like his whole hips and legs. And I was just like going, I don't even know where you put that. Such a good boy, though, man. He doesn't poop and pee anywhere and holds his bathroom all night long. He's an amazing little dog. But he loves going around and answering questions with me. He sits there and builds Bibles. I don't have those dogs no more. Saddens me. Look at him. I'm sorry. He's a sweetheart, and I never really liked little dogs. I was always a big dog, Labrador Retriever guy. And Arlo, my wife got Arlo, and Arlo just fell in love with the big guy. And he loves Mama, but I mean to tell you, if Daddy leaves the house, man, he trips out. Jack can't wait to get one of your Bibles. Oh, you know what? If you're one of those people that are on the list, he mailed out like 3 or 4 of them today, and there was a big mailing out. All of these right here went up. I tell you, he did that. There was a bunch of them. That one right there too. There's one right there. And then making this one, just got another order in. Somebody else got one. So those are all right there, man. You can go right there and get one of these. He's having a contest, man. Anybody gets one of those things right there, anybody that gets one of those things, which is this right here, and or the other, the white ones and what have you, he's going to have a drawing. And as many as you get, you put your name in there. And we have drawings all the time. It's so fun, man. And then let me see if I can find it. Boom. It's going to be down here. No. Bam. Right there. You can pin on that. That's the study guide for Jubilees that we did yesterday. That's the Descent into the Hell. And that is where all my stuff is archived right there. I got mine. Oh, what you got mine? Where? Who? Kimberly, did you get one of those big Bibles? Is that you? Tell me. Did you get big Bible? Frozen. Yeah, it probably is. I'm saving to get one. Oh, you know what? I hope that you do, man. Like I said, the T-shirt. Oh, okay, good. Get one. Oh, because you know what? It's going to put you into the name, and that's going to put you into the hat, and we're really going to draw for that thing. And it's going to be like in 3 weeks, man. I think it's the end of this month, and it's going to be like 3 weeks. Super cool. I just think that was a great idea. I can't wait to do that because I think I'm probably going to do it again. I think that is a great idea. And Mr. Morris always is so. He's the one that said wrap them in leather. He's the one that's responsible for that whole thing looking like this. I'm not branding them. It warped it. And plus, I don't think anybody wants my name on the front of their Bible. That's all I got to say about that. Oh, love. He's a sweetheart. Uncle Trumpet, please mute Adam. Who's Adam? It was actually just probably busting. I'm going to go back through and see who Adam is. I don't even throw those dudes. They sort of, let's see, I don't even see. Hey, probably, Georgia Peaches, then stop texting me back, Adam. Man, don't even talk to my people like that. Bam. Block. Confirm. Goodbye. Goodbye, Adam. Man, you just flick one of my people like Georgia Peaches off and all that stuff, man. Wow. Those my prayer warriors, man. Everybody in the words had words with them. You know what? Can't stand that, man. People get in there and people go, you got to have the mark of the beast. You know, you don't, man. You see a knucklehead like that sticking out in the crowd, man. And, you know, I try to teach right off of the study guide and say, hey, at the end of this, then we can just go all in the left field, you know, and answer all the Elon Musk questions. And it's just when you're in the middle of studying and somebody goes, who cut Samson's hair? And you're just like going, whatever. Where did that come from? You just zoomed into a room with 300 people into it and went, I'm going to ask something off the wall, and then zoom back out. All right, I got the message. I know what's happening now. Y'all got to read the book. That's what it is. You have to read the book. Dad, I don't like those, Dad. I don't, because I can't talk to you in your ear. Hey, but you're really doing good with the only one of the night. You know what? I really do appreciate that. And I'm the only one sort of moderating I guess myself, and I'm sorry about Mr. Moore's. We had already talked about this, and just them having to spend as much time as they can with their grandmother. I totally get it, man, because I don't think that there's much time left, and I think whenever time is valuable like that, that you should drop everything and not cut my hair and spend time over there. Because in another couple of days, this is just, it gets a mind of its own. You celebrate. What did you say? Did I celebrate? No. I'm going to pull up on my calendar that I'm making. I'm pulling up the 4 festivals that are at the beginning of each season of 91 days, and I'm going to do, I think it's the Festival of Wine or Oil that's getting ready to come up, and I'm going to let y'all all know about it. We'll all do it together. It's not a big deal. It's not like you got to go, build a teepee or anything like that. It's, like pour out some wine or something. So, I'll lock into all that for you because I want us to do it. I think it's time to do it. And I figured out the calendar. All I got to do is get it into print. And it's a lot of work because I want you to know how it carries through exactly as the book of Jubilees says. And it makes a perfect year. And it repeats itself exactly. And all you have to do is follow the book of Jubilees. And it makes a perfect calendar. And it's just the way we keep up with time is really what screws it up, is the fact that we start the day at 12:01 a.m., and that's not how the day started in Hebrew. It started at 6 p.m. the day before, which is the beginning of the following day, 6 p.m. the previous day. So like the Sabbath is Saturday, it starts at 6 p.m. Friday and ends at 6 p.m. Saturday. Sunday starts at 6 p.m. Saturday and goes off at, so it's one day, it's like 6 p.m. before. And people don't get that, and that's what it throws in. What do you mean? The Sabbath, when it started, let's just say the Sabbath is Saturday, which it is. But for Saturday, you're supposed to, before Saturday starts, you're supposed to gather for the Sabbath. You're supposed to gather twice as much before that day. And the Sabbath is going to start at 6 p.m. on Friday, carry through Friday night, Saturday morning, and then all the way into Saturday afternoon. And at 6 p.m. Saturday afternoon, it's the that's over. And then it's the next day starts. And the day starts at 6 p.m. and goes through, he'll stay up there all day long, and 6 p.m. and go all the way through the next day to 6 p.m. And that's what we do when we keep track of time. We stop at 12:01 and it's sunset 6 p.m. the day before. That's how when Jesus died on the cross at 3 p.m. and then he went into the grave and started to defeat the devil, that he would be in there 3 days and 3 nights. So in accordance with the Hebrew law, he died at 3 p.m. and that was before the Sabbath, so that he saw the day of that and then he saw the night of the next day. So that's literally how it's calculated. And he came out of the ground on Sunday, which is the first day. But I love explaining that stuff, man. I have no problem doing it. And, people talk about who's the mark of the beast and all that stuff. Remember that Cain, man, he asked for a mark. And he was one of the 3 lines that says a third of the rivers will be poisoned. And one of the first trumpets and what have you, it says... the bowls that they will all be given a mark. And Cain was given a mark, man. He was given the mark of the beast, and so that they wouldn't kill him. Can you please briefly explain to my 12-year-old what idolization is? He is listening. All right, sure will. It's whenever you think more about something and you idolize something and to build a statue of something and kneel down in front of it is obviously wrong. And if you're 12 years old and you see yourself bending down in front of some statue or something like that, that's wrong. You're not supposed to you're not supposed to make an idol out of anything like that. But whenever you idolize something, it should be like Jesus Christ, and you should thirst for its knowledge. And I know that's hard to do when you're 12, and I don't know if you're a guy or a girl, and it really doesn't matter. It's knowing the truth of the word and knowing how we've sort of been misled about it. But about making an idol out of anything, you can have people that you just adore that play sports, or you can have a car that you just love to death. But just never let them mean more to you than your love for Jesus Christ. And always know that you'll always love Jesus Christ more than that. And but you can have seconds and all that stuff. You can't worship anything like that. I wouldn't say, boo, I love my, whatever it is. If it's not Jesus Christ, you really shouldn't bend down and worship it. But you can love the heck out of something or somebody. It's like my wife. She's second to Jesus Christ. And she always will be. And I have zero problem with that. She knows. But my wife is more important to me than anybody else. And I mean that in the best of ways. But that's just how the book teaches us to be. So it's okay to love something a lot, and to like something a lot is totally different. You have to love everything, but you don't have to like it so much. Jesus said that you should love God in heaven above and love your neighbor as yourself. And upon those two commandments hang all the law. So just know that loving God and with all your mind, heart, and soul, and loving your neighbor, that's what we're supposed to do. And then whenever when you show that love, even at 12 years old, man, that's what you're supposed to be fighting with. I got a granddaughter that's 13, just turned 13. And I'm just teaching her. I'm like going, I can't teach you all these verses of the Bible and what have you, but I can teach you how to fight with love. And very difficult to do, but it's something that she's capable of doing. So even though you may be 12 years old, you can't pick up a 12-pound Bible and throw it at somebody. You can fight anybody with love and out of your mouth. And Gigi, thank you so much. I'm glad that she came in and she was able to sort of pin some things. But you should not idolize anything. And the people that did build idols and distracted their attention with those idols away from God, they sinned. And even if it is paying attention to your gold or your chains or your car or your whatever, if you just, man, I'm not going to Sunday school today, or I'm not doing praying today, I'm going to go do this, and this is what I'm really focused on, you get out of life what you put into it. And it's hard to be 12 years old and try to find a great interest in the Bible. However, if I told you that in the book of Jubilees is nothing that you shouldn't read, but it tells you who Cain and Abel's sisters were. In the book of Jubilees is nothing that you shouldn't read, but it tells you who Cain and Abel's sisters were. And it's just a wonderful story to read, and it's one that you haven't probably heard. If you've heard the two animals getting on the ark, unto freezing, froze. Wow. What I just locking up for others? I don't know, man. I wasn't even trying to sell anything, so it could be. Probably the weather in Florida. The devil is trying it. You're good. You're back. I don't know. I guess there's something I'm not supposed to tell somebody about that. But I just hate these moderators, man. And not moderators, the people that are outside of TikTok that are watching what I say and governing what I say. And, hey, you're talking about this and shutting me down. You can just, really? All right. I'm not going to tell them to go look at your logo over there that's, looks like if you flip it around, mirror it, take a little screenshot of it, mirror it, turn it to where it looks like that number 6. And then you'll notice that it's 3 different colors, so it's actually 3 numbers, 6s. But, CERN's got that. Is AI watching? I guarantee you AI is watching, boy. You think AI ain't watching? I went to go buy one of these new binders right here. And because I'm trying to get all my logos and all worked out for this thing. And I looked up to acquire one of these right here. Every other TikTok that I have now is buy one of these stupid binders. And where you can get them in different sizes, buy 3, and oh my God, no. And it's $9 if you get this, and it's only $9 in shipping. And you're just like going, dog, cut the price in half and then make the shipping cost just as much. And tell me how to walk off of the stage real quick. Oh no. Where to get the trumpet timeline? You can get all my stuff, man. I'll tell you where to go. And I put these on here for y'all because I love this stuff. Ooh, that one right there. That is a cool book, bro. It has this at the end of it that tells where the seals are, and then it tells you about each one of them. That is a cool book. That's the seals document, and he's got that on my. If you go to that page right there, if you go to there, that thing, that one right there. If you go there, every time AJ puts one of these out and you pick one, he puts that right there. So you can just print out the PDF, and then we'll be reading about all these things. And you can just read right along with us, man. It helps me set the picture and set the tone for, hey, let me tell you that in 1033, there was an earthquake right there in Jerusalem, and it says, and behold, it opened the 6th seal, and there was a great earthquake. And it just the facts that are put in behind that, it's just super cool. And then some of the other charts and timelines that are there are this one that's in its entirety right here. That's cool. That's all the seals and the trumpets and the bowls. And then we're doing all the podcasts I talk about. And then this is the other one that I did last weekend with Daniel's and the 70 weeks. And just know a week of years is 7 years. So it says 70 weeks of years is how long until the judgment is given unto the city of Jerusalem. And it says 69 weeks is how long from going forth from the building of the wall, or the repairing of the wall. So when Solomon the Magnificent filled in the eastern gate right there, he did exactly what it says in the book of Ezekiel 38. And then verse 44, it says almost the same thing. And then 47, it says in the end times that the Gihon springs will flow right out from underneath the threshold of that door right there, the eastern gate, and will go over the valley of dead bones right there. And all the dead bones will live, and everything will wash down into the Dead Sea, and all the things in the Dead Sea will live too. And there's a picture of all that stuff living in the Dead Sea. And I just think that's cool, man. You can read that right there. And it's right there. It goes into the Dead Sea. It shows the Dead Sea. They're all alive. But you asked me where my work was. It is right there. And that's AJ. Putting them things in the box, man. Bam, bam, bam. Mailing them out. Who's Abel's sister? Awan and Azura were Cain and Abel's sister. And Cain married Awan. I think it was. Let's see. I'll look it up in my trusty book of Jubilees. That's why I always say people ought to read that, man. And that tells. You know what? This is really cool. It says, "Hey, let us make man in our image." Okay, it tells you exactly who they are. Malachim, all of Malachim are the presence and all that stuff, and they're the messengers and all that stuff. Let me see Cain and Abel. Flip right through here. Ooh, doggy. Kicked them out of the Garden of Eden. Cain slew Abel. Abel, blah, blah, blah. Adam mourned 6th week. Cain took Awan, his sister. I got it. Oh, highlight. Stop it. Awan. Cain took Awan, his sister. Right there. And then Adam got with Eve and had 9 more sons. And that, you don't see that anywhere in the Bible. But that's what, uh-oh. That's Adam. And that's Adam right there. Adam. That's those 9 little notches, man. Bam, bam, bam. We're not talking about those dudes. Who are they? Bunch of vegetarians? They were. They were all eating fruit, and fruit they had for meat to eat. But those are the 9 sons of Adam that are unmentioned. Where do you get that map? I love me, you ask it. If you go to my link tree on that thing, and the one of them, it says Amazon links, you can go click right on that and scroll down to maps. And that link is a cool link because they didn't take that map apart. It comes with a big book. It's 3 foot tall and 21 foot long. And go to my Amazon page and buy it because it's the one that includes all the study guides and the teacher's guides. And some people actually take that out and sell it as a separate thing. And it's like $40. So well, I'll get frozen for that. Uh-huh. Good evening. Hey, Fly Hawk, what's going on? Big planes right there, man. That guy, he's a pilot. It's awesome. It's awesome when you're presenting it to the camera. I know it may not be important and not attempting. It's reading backwards. I can't, if I flip that screen around every time I turn that thing around, I'm not trying to show you much. Just sort of to show you what chapter that was in. And when I mirror the screen, it's just such a pain in the butt because everything, I can't even touch the screen. How much does back in Savannah? There is. And that's what's the true Bible? Well, you ought to say the Word of God. I love when people say that. I'm studying the Word of God. And you're like going, okay. Ask yourself, which word did God write? And you go, what do you mean? Oh, well, I mean, it tells you who wrote what, doesn't it? Yeah. All right, well, ask yourself, who wrote what? And find out what God wrote. And go read God's Word. And I bet you're going to find out that you're going to find the 10 Commandments were written by God, the fiery finger of God in Exodus 20. And then you're going to find out that this book of Jubilees right here was in the Dead Sea Scrolls. It says right there. I'll read it to you because I know it's backwards. But it says, Yahweh spoke to Moshe, saying, come up to me on the mountain, and I will give you 2 tables of stone, with the 10 Commandments, of the Torah, and of the commandment, which I have written that you may teach them. So just know when you're studying the Word of God that Moses wrote the first 5 books of the Bible. That's called the Torah. They used the Torah to start off the Quran and their little craziness. And nobody was playing with the book of Jubilees, and the Essenes buried it away whenever Antiochus came through and destroyed everything. And the Romans, the Jews bartered with the Romans, man, and said, hey, if you'll protect us for the next 7 years. And Antiochus, he's the one that ceased the daily sacrifice. And they did. A 40-foot map of time is the jam. It's 21 foot. And it's not front and back, so it's not forward and backwards. It's like 21 or 23 foot. But it's 3 foot tall, and daggum, the writing on it is like size 8 font. I'm not kidding you, man. I mean, everything on it's tiny. And you got to have glasses just to read the map. And it's got like everybody and their brother. You know what I thought is King Charles? He was saying he was related to William the Conqueror, and William the Conqueror's father is Robert the Devil. Only place on that 22 map of time in 133 A.D., right when the rest of the dead yet live again, and the devil is released for a little season. It's the only place on that map that says the word the devil. Tanner, are you on here? Tanner, are you on there? How many books is missing from the Bible? I don't know, a bunch of them. All gospel is God-breathed and useful for teaching and rebuking. So what do you consider the Bible? They're all individual books. And then, I tell you what, when the devil got out, right here, I'll show you this. When the devil got out of the ground in 1033, right? that says Robert the Devil. He is the father of William the Conqueror. This is 1033 exactly. 1033 right there. 1033 Robert the Devil. You see that? This is when the devil was released for a little season. These are all Christian those red crosses, these are all Christian persecutions that started with chivalry, knighthood, and the Crusades right when Robert the Devil was kicking in and the little season began. But this right here is all the places where they changed the Bible. Those red circles are the different councils that were had in that little season where the Bible has been changed. And I just want to show you, I'll open up to the next page. You don't see those crosses across here. You don't see them going across there. I can tell you, they don't. And I'll open the page up and you watch them come right into place. Boom, 1033, there's the crosses, Christian persecution, rewriting the Bible, all of that happened right in that couple right there. That's when the rest of the dead yet live again, man. And you can read that. Go read that for yourself. That's to tell you where to go get this information. Go read the Book of Jubilees. Do not read the R.H. Charles version. Go get one of them Ethiopian Bibles like this right here. It's big, 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 big. And this is going to be backwards, so bear with me. But Jacob in the Ethiopian Bible, and every page it looks the exact same, dude. Here's the Book of Jubilees, and there's where Jacob got told not to build this place. Do not build this place. Okay, and then that angel that struggled with him in the nighttime would not give his name and named him Israel, which means struggles with God. He told him, do not build this place. And Jacob set up a pillar. And he buildeth that place. Same place Jesus walked up to and said, tear that down, bro. I'm the temple. All that you saw in the vision and all that stuff totally was me, man. I'm the light thereof it. I am the light of it. The Ethiopian Bible, they say it's got all these books in it right here. I tell you what, it's got Enoch 1 through 5, which is just tells me right there, you immediately are on the wrong page when you do that, because only Enoch 1 was in the Dead Sea Scrolls, and that just tells me you're just dying for content. And right there you can see Jubilees was number 6, and 1 Enoch. Enoch 1, not Enoch 2 through 5, where Noah and his eyes were blue and his hair was white and he lit up the room. Didn't happen. Right there. Enoch 1 says at the end of it, the end, and then the knuckleheads went off and just tried to add some stuff to it to make that look like crap. And I said, what's that book? What's that book? That book is Enoch 1, and that book that we're reading is Jubilees. And about these books, when they found the Dead Sea Scrolls, I mean, they're not like Bill and Ted found these things, man. They are some of the most scientifically verified, academically studied, and globally respected ancient manuscripts on the earth. Their existence and authenticity and historical value are upheld across the continents and cultures by experts of the highest level. No, hell is real. Hell is Tartarus, what they call it today. In our lesson, you go download that study guide lesson right there. Where's Junior? He's on the first page, man. He is Satan, the prince of Tartarus. There's Satan. That's in the study guide, and he's talking to him, man. He is the prince of Tartarus. That's in that study guide right there. Go to my bio page. Click on the link tree. It's the Descent into Hell study guide, and you can read that. You ought to read it. It's cool. It's like 7 pages. Got some killer art in it. You can read all about that. And then who was down there when they busted open the door and JC comes in and kicks around. All the people going to get set free of the bondage of their sin, and they can see in the light that is given by Jesus that have been sealed in the blindness of their sin. That's what I was going to do. talking to Titarius underneath there. Bam, 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 bam. How much does it cost? What's that? That map? About 40 something bucks. And that Ethiopian Bible is, I don't like it. You want to go to sleep? Read that. Pick that up and start reading it. It's just like, oh my God, I need a picture. I need a picture, and I need somebody like me to go, hey, I just sort of figured this out, and let me say it, and then let's read this together and go, oh, man, I'm glad you, yeah, now I know what I'm sort of real. How much does boss that? I'll tell you one thing. Dude that is holding that contest right there, he's going to give away one of them right there. This thing right there. And all you got to do is get one of these. If you get one, your name goes in the hat to get one of these. And they're going to draw it, and one of them. But if you buy two of these, your name goes in the hat twice. And it is exactly what you want to do, because that gives you the opportunity to, one, have the coolest shirt in the world. But it gives you the opportunity to win one of those big Bibles. And they're expensive. Ends at the end of August. Ooh, at the end of August? Really? All right. Ooh, that's at the end of August. That is a good while. That ought to be good. I tell you what, the books that I have, you can go right to the thing that they're available on, that I print all those study guides and stuff like that. They're right here. I'll show you real quick. If you go to right there and click on my bio page right up there at the top where it says the trumpet, and then click on that link tree, and then it'll go to this page right here, and then you click right there. And that's where I archive all my work. That's what we're studying tonight right there. That was last night. That's cool. But if you go to where I archive my work and go to Study Guide on Jubilees, number 6, you can read exactly how you're supposed to. Are aliens Nephilims? I don't believe so. I believe the Nephilims do exist, and they're probably in the earth. They probably work for the Boring Company in Elon. He owns the Boring Company. They will go into the earth and hide. I've been working on a calendar, man. I'm going to tell you what day it is right there. And then I'll tell you when the Sabbath is and the things according to the book of Jubilees. I will. There's some other stuff too, man. That's that creation of the sun document. There's YouTube. That's where those maps are right there, man. And then there's that 70 weeks of Daniel. These are all the best links in the world, man. These are all locked up. Those are for my subscribers. Man, y'all want to read all about that one right there, man. That is the when they cease the daily sacrifice and they put the abomination of desolation on the temple. Go click on that right there, man. And which one is it? Antique Bible photos. Historical. I just saw it. Ooh, Antique Bible right there. Photos. You know what? I can't scroll up. It is. It's right there. And it's the abomination of desolation, clear as a bell, man. It says it in the book of Maccabees. It tells them. And then they go, and then they built pyramids right outside of Jerusalem. I want to know this. How many people knew that there were pyramids 20 miles outside of Jerusalem? 7 of them. 7 pyramids outside of Jerusalem. Who knows that? Who knew that? Tell me, yeah, man, I totally got that. Built by the Masons, the Maccabees, the Jewish Masons called the Maccabees. Did anybody have any idea there's 7 pyramids in the city of Modin? No, they're not that tall. They're not very tall at all. It's in I think First Maccabees. And these are pyramids. No. They're not in the Grand Canyon. No, they're 20 miles outside of Jerusalem. It says in First Maccabees or maybe Second Maccabees. It says that they are there until this day. And in Modin. And if you go look up Modin, it has a weird word that they say for whatever it is, and it's 20 miles outside of Jerusalem. If you go there on Google Earth, you can click on it, and it shows this graveyard and where all the graves are, some of them in the ground, and then it shows the remnants of what are left of these pyramids, which are not very big, but there were graves, and it's those masons, they chiseled all these ships, and ships that you can see from afar off, and all these statues and things like that, 20 miles outside of Jerusalem, man. The Maccabees did it. And then they had one graveyard. Oh my gosh. It has a stone that rolls away for a door. And then you go into the earth and there's this cave and it's full of these triangles. And the triangles are big enough to hold this. So there's a triangle and all those dudes that got whacked. Those dudes got whacked. It was like a little head thing, a little head cemetery. And you can see it. There's like 100 of them. And that's where they had all the heads. They're like going, there's the king of whatever you just were worried about. Yeah, I got him. That's his brother right there too. And it's a head thing, a display case, a trophy case of heads. 20 miles outside of Jerusalem, where David used to hide with his mighty men. And he went into, right by there, the cave of David used to hide with his mighty men. And he went into, right by there, the cave of Adullam and met I don't know, it was like 400 souls that were all in debt and all, and he said, I'll be your leader. And then they roll on out of there with these mighty men that have got to be giants, man. I mean, they slaughtered like 400 men with a sword that stuck to their hand. And he rolls on in and beheads the guy and then tells the people, I'll take over Jerusalem. And they go, well, man, the lame and the blind, the dudes that are hanging out there, they're going to keep you from taking. Dude, I hate those guys, man. I'm going to kill them. And he sends his boys in, and they didn't even walk through the front gate, man. And the same that does not enter by the front gate, the same as a robber and a thief. And David went up to the fish gate, man, and he snuck in another way. And he slayed the lame and the blind, which were hated of his soul, and then crept his little sorry butt right up there on top of Mount Zion and wrote the book of Psalms. And he lived on top of the mountain of God. Special guy. Special guy. He was chosen one of men after God's own heart. Now, see that again. He's a man after God's own heart. Satan was one of the most cherished angels in heaven, man. He was right after God's own heart, man. And he got bounced. So I don't think you can't lose it. Those people that go, you can't lose your salvation. I guarantee you, boy. Look at Moses. All he did, Moses hit a stick. He didn't lose his salvation or what have you, but he condemned the whole thing, man, when he hit that rock in Horeb and split the rock. God told him to talk to that rock, man. And when he hit that rock, he goes, bro, all right, listen, go call your brother Aaron. We're getting ready to kill him right now in front of everybody, man. No, I told you to go talk to that rock, dude, and tell water to come out of it so that they would know that the word of God is what made the water come out of there. And your little idiot self hit it with a stick. Now go get your brother Aaron the priest. He's going down today up on top of that mountain with everybody watching. Get him up here. He's over right now. And that's what happened. He had a rock with a stick. Tell me you can't lose your salvation. I had a dream last night, and I was here in front of God, kneeling in front of him. Ooh, boy. And the others ran away. Beautiful Arizona. I love Arizona. Why do you think he hit it with a stick? Knucklehead. Thinking he's going to do something better. You know, when my wife asks me to go do something, I always try to do something better, man. I always try to add to it. Joshua, the dude that he left in charge, Joshua got told, go split the Jordan. And when the Jordan and the waters are split and the people are crossing, go take some stones and stack the stones. The only time God ever told anybody to stack stones. Stack them in the middle of the river so that when I make the river come back, the little crapheads that live in the river will let them know, the beasts in the sea, they can see that we done made a trail across here. You can set it up for them. Well, Daryl, or Joshua, whatever, I always say Daryl, and Daryl, you know, because they just got to be the smartest guys in the world. Joshua, when he stacks up that pillar in the middle of the river, he decides, hey, you know what I do, man? I'm going to stack some up on the hill, too. And that little idiot stacked on the hill. A little bit extra. And that bought him his little ticket to... And you can just see, man, they won't ruin it. Always the show, man. I was proclaiming his name. You got to proclaim his name, Jesus Christ of Nazareth. Jesus Christ of Nazareth. Proclaim that name. And you got to say of Nazareth. I like it. He hit it because what? He hit it because he talked to the rock and it didn't instantly give water and he got angry. What verse is that? He's over there running his mouth, man. Talking, and he didn't he didn't have faith in it. It's almost like Peter when he was said, "Hey, get out of here and walk on the water." And he was like, and he's like, going, "Do what I tell you to do, bro, man. What? I got you. Go over there and talk to the rock, man. Believe it." What? What do you got to talk to? Moses took credit for God's work. That's what he did right there. And then David numbered the people. And that was taking into consideration that you need to count what your forces were so that you could fight and fight with numbers. And God doesn't fight with numbers, man. And when David numbered the people, he was supposed to pay for their souls, and he didn't. And the angel of death came and slaughtered those people, man. Right after he went out and counted them, he said, "All right, I'll kill all these people." And as the sword of the Lord went upon the land, David went, "Ow, man, you're killing all kinds of people. Stop." Moses thought he brought water from the rock. He began to trust in the tool, not God. I think he got cocky and he went to the stick and turned to snakes, and he thought that it could. It says your rod and your staff, they come from me. So that rod was quite a cool thing. And we read about 3 chapters ago in the book of Jubilees that the prince of Mastema gave power unto his servants in Egypt and allowed them to do battle with those Moses and Aaron, and they cast their rods down, and they made the same type of serpents with that, but their magic was not long lasting, and they died of that, and it didn't stick. So just know that it mentions in the book of Jubilees that the prince of Mastema tells all about when he had his boys performing against Moses and Aaron, and he was the McCoys and the Hatfields, man. They were doing all that, and it says that in the book of Jubilees, it said the prince of Mastema let him play a little bit, man, and he just couldn't hang. He was like that boxing. I got a snake, a little whack. 10 p.m. There it is. Y'all know me, Arkansas GG. I'm going to go in there. Arla's ready to go eat a sandwich. I love y'all. We all got to go to bed. Let's get up in the morning. I'll do this thing on the podcast again or get on here live. And then I can't wait for next week because we're going to start all over again. I love you. We get on every Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday night at 8 p.m. And I'm going to throw all kinds of stuff in between there and then. Make sure go get you one of these right here and go get one of your T-shirts right here so that you can get into the drawing for that Bible right there. It's going to be all the way through July and August, and at the end of that, we are going to draw names, and every time you buy one of these things, it is going to put you in the bucket, and I can't wait to add to that. I can't wait to mail that to you. 12 pounds of parchment paper coming to you if you win it. So go get into it. They're cool shirts, and they're not cheap shirts. They're nice shirts, all of them, even the white ones. And I like the ones with trumpet. Put this one right here. That's a lot of people, man. That's the name of the Lord. See how the comments go away with the white comment? And this is the name of God right here. It's a breath. Every time I wear this shirt, people say, "I love your shirt." And because they know that word, man, they know the word of the Lord. So I love y'all. It's 10:02. Let's go do this next week, Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday at 8 o'clock. I love y'all. And in Jesus' name, like and follow the trumpet for more. I love y'all. Y'all have a blessed day.